Yes, well, first of all, we decided that it would be better and it would be more effective if we were united in the battle that we have for a fairer system of social insurance, pensions, and so on, particularly for the private sector.
One of your main focus with the Private Pensioners and Workers Association was a minimum income for private sector pensioners. How far do you think you've got on that?
To be honest, we haven't really achieved very much. We've managed to get very, very little for very, very few, but at least it's something, but we're not satisfied. And we know it's an ongoing battle because it's a question of the government actually understanding the issue, which I don't think they have so far.
You have quite some strong allies in Action on Poverty. You've got Unite, that's also part of the group, as well as the Equality Rights Group. Tell us, what's your main focus going to be going forward?
Well, we're looking at an overhaul of the social insurance system and the way that benefits are looked at, and a fairer distribution of the pot, let's say, to the people who are really in need, without losing track of the private sector workers and pensioners, particularly the pensioners who are still living on, a lot of them who are still suffering and unable to live at what we call a dignified standard of living. It's going to be further affected by the Brexit. We don't know what the situation is going to be, but there will be closures of businesses, I would imagine. That we've already seen quite a number of businesses collapsing. And the private sector workers are the ones who will suffer the most.
Now, you talk about a reform of the social insurance system. What are you talking about? Do you mean means testing?
Yes, we do. I mean, there's got to be a fairer way of distributing the money to people who really need it, rather than having benefits which we don't know. You know, you could see that there are people who don't need them, who have got them, and I think it's just it's a very complex issue which is going to take a lot of time, but I think it's worthwhile doing. And it may not necessarily cost more to the government. It may just be a question of looking outside the box, as they say, and finding ways where we can distribute to the people that really need it whilst not costing the government any more. It's not always just about increasing social insurance and increasing your taxes. It might be a question of some increase, but it's got to be looked at completely in a different way.
We have the budget next week. Is there anything on your wish list?
You've caught me there. There are lots of things on our wish list, but we'll have to wait to see, I think, what the government is coming up with in the budget before we can make a comment on it. But there's certainly a lot of things that we would like to see.
And any plans to meet with the government, either the Chief Minister or the new Minister for Financial Stability, Sir Joe Bolsano?
Yes, well, over the years we have had quite a number of meetings as the association in itself, with the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister and others from all parties as well. And as AOP we've also had a number of meetings with the Chief Minister, and no doubt these will continue, and we will have to look at other ministers that we may have to focus on as we go along. But I think certainly that united we will be able to achieve a lot more than standing on our own as an association.